So I got a request to reveal the life of Amber Heard a couple weeks ago. Normally, we don't do this just for anyone, but since she's a public figure, let's have some fun with it. Can we really tell she acts the way she is from her birthday alone? If you're a guy, would you like to know how to avoid these type of women? All will be revealed here today. My name is Sony Lau, and I'm the feng shui guy. Let's get right into it. First, we Google. So our friend Google tells us that she was born in April 22nd, 1986. See, normally, if you're a normal person, you wouldn't put your birthday online. But since she's a public figure, everything's available. So it's all fair game what we do with it. Oh, geez, she's only 36? Even younger than me. Oh my gosh. Let me do my feng shui magic.
One eternity later.
Okay, we have everything we need to start. So she was born in the Bing Yin year, that's a fire year. And then the Munchin Run. And then the Bin Shen Day. Okay? So listed out in there. That's how we read the year column, the month column, and the day column. Three things. So let's start with the personality. The top layer is the one that she show to the public. So this side is the side that she revealed to public. And the bottom side is the one you see in the recording from Johnny and her in the private life. Just at a glance, you can see it's pretty polarizing in the way she acts from the public side to the private side, which is actually common among celebrity because they have like the two opposite side they show in private life and then the side they show on the screen. Okay, so she had the shoulder to shoulder at the ear pillar at the very top. So besides telling me that she's a stubborn personality on the outside, when this is at the very first column of your pillar, this tells you that there's a chance of splitting husband or seeing other men. It doesn't tell you that she's a cheater, but it's an early indicator that there's a chance that in her life she will split her man with someone else. So on to the second column, you see this symbol. You can read Chinese, you know what that is. It's the killing sign. That just means like, that's a word I use for the power stand, which is a personality that's rather strong. So people who have that personality usually means that they're a strong person with very controlling personality. Now this shows on the outside that she's very bossy, even to the public. We know about it because she appears that way in interviews. And now, fortunately, this is not in the year pillar. Otherwise, it tells me that she and her father doesn't get along, but it's not the case here. But when this in the month, it doesn't mean that she doesn't get along with her sibling, but rather means like she's bad luck for her sibling. And you can kind of tell from all the media posts that her sister doesn't really do as good as she, like in a way that she's actually harming her siblings, which is confirmed by this indicator. Fortunately, this effect harms the male sibling more than the female one. I guess it's a blessing in disguise for her sibling. And since we don't know her time, let's move on to her inner personality. Okay, we do have some more interesting things to see here. So at a glance, I already see the pattern in her inner personality. It's the god of cookery symbol. It's only obvious in the month pillar, is rather subtle in the other columns, but having it amplifies it. So this tells me that she have a high sex drive. So instead, people with this kind of life would indirectly harm the spouses because they have a lot of love. That explains why she's having all those extramarital affairs. I mean, it's public knowledge nowadays, not spreading rumor or anything. Okay, so let's start with the year pillar on the inside. So we have like partial seal here, and then shoulder to shoulder. So shoulder to shoulder is one layer below. Okay, so I mentioned shoulder to shoulder when we review her outer personality, and having it in the inner personality reinforces that claim about her splitting a husband. And that's what we divorce it. Like you divorce a person, and then they go find another person. That still confirms their split husband sign. So at the top, the partial seal doesn't tell me her love preference, rather like it tells me that she's a bit superstitious. So maybe she's watching this video, who knows? Fortunately, the seal is not too strong, otherwise it might harm her parents. We don't know any detail about that, so I'm not going to comment on that. Moving on to the month column. I already mentioned about the god of cookery. That means like she have a lot of love for different people. Then the second layer, you see the positive seal here. So this tells me that she does have a good heart deep down. Maybe that's what Johnny sees in her when they first dated. Who knows? But it's on a subconscious level. So at the bottom, you see the official sign. So this actually relates to the next column. So we're going to come back to that. So at the day column, this bottom, this is where the aha moment comes in. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go watch the video about partial wealth. I think I actually named the title about dating gold diggers. So this tells me that if a person is a gold digger or not. I'm not making this up. It is what it is said on her birthday. I didn't make up her birthday. We just Google it. And this is what it tells me. Anyone can look this up. We'll get the same result as me. Basically, partial wealth, if it falls on this area, we call it the couple palace. That reveals me that whoever you're dating, their dating preference. So her dating preference is she want to be taken care of by the other half. Which explains why she's going after these guys that have more money than her, like Johnny Depp at first, and then you got these other actors, and then Elon Musk, obviously. All of them have more money than her. Especially now, she's in the negative with the divorce settlement. Okay, and then what about the bottom two layer? So you see the same word at the top. You have the power symbol, which means like she's a controlling person, even when it's dating. So she's a bossy. So beside being a person that's after your money, a complete gold digger, she's also bossy in relationship. She want to control everything, which explains her violent behavior that we view in the court. And also, the bottom is god of cookery. This tells me that she's kind of a loving person, multiple relationship person in a relationship. She demands a lot in a relationship in that area of love. Not just love in general, like in bed type of love. Okay, so we have to go back to the month column too. So I want to stretch that the power stand and the official stand are actually a pair, yin and yang. Official means like they're good boss. Power means they're an angry boss. So yin and yang in a sense like that. So usually okay when one is at the top, one is at the bottom. But it's not okay when both of them are on the same layer. So in this case, both on the inner layer. When they are together, especially when it ties to the relationship column, that tells you that this person has a very complicated relationship. Which we all know by now by watching Court Case. She does have a very complicated relationship, personal life, way too complicated than any of us could imagine. So before we move on, I did want to highlight one more thing. So Shen and Yin are clashing branches. What does that mean when they're clashing? It depends on where it clashes. So you see, Shen is actually at her couple palace. When it's clashing, it tells me that she will have relationship problem, meaning divorce. So, which in this case, she did have a divorce. Not saying that after I know she have a divorce, but anyone with this type of clashing will have relationship problem, possibly divorce. So you know anyone that been through divorce, why not take a look at their life? Maybe like you see the same pattern. It's pretty common, but this reinforces everything we just seen so far. As you can see, I didn't make anything up. Her birthday confirms it. She is a gold digging, controlling, and a person that enjoys sexual relationship a little too much than most people. Now what about her life? Will this be the end for her, or is there more? So let's take a look at her life so far using the big luck chart. So her luck changes at age 5, and then 15, 25, 35, and so on. Every year that ends with 5 in her age, or every year that ends with a 1. So 1991, 2001, so on. Which tells me that her luck just changed last year. which explain all these major things going on in her life right now. It started from last year. And it doesn't just happen to her, it could happen to all of us. Anytime you change is big luck. Big events gonna happen in your life. Could be divorce, could be like getting a new job, moving. A lot of things could happen. Just in her case, it's more public side. So she was born in April. That means like she have a spring life. So spring and summer are on similar pattern, except like it rises and falls slower for spring versus summer. It rises and falls quicker. Let's take a look. Okay, at age 5 to 25, we'll group these as the same, called like 20-year of wood luck. So wood is actually bad for her, and wood is a helper luck for her. It's not entirely bad, but it's bad in the sense that she doesn't know how to take care of herself in that way. Everything is taken care of for her since age 5. So at that age, it's probably her parents since age 5 up to 25. People do stuff for her. And then she, in a sense, think, I don't need to do anything. So somebody would do it for me. I got one word for this. Spoil. Basically, she's a spoiled brat. It's not like she live in poverty. Everything's been taken care of in her life. She never learned how to lift a finger. It's like you go to the bathroom, somebody wipe your butt for you. You never learn how to wipe your own butt. Metaphorically speaking, maybe that's why she left the turd there. And then at 25, this is the current event. So from 2011 to 2021, the 10-year cycle. So I think that's why she moved out of that phase of being taken care of. Now she's in that phase of figuring stuff out. So Earth cycle is good for that. It's hit or miss. You often want in a situation where you like take one step forward and then take 2 steps backward. Just kind of figuring stuff out, not going anywhere in that phase. You really have to try hard yourself to like move up in society. I mean, you're looking at her career success, it's kind of hit or miss. So kind of follow this pattern. She might have like a bad movie, then she is in a good movie, and then she have like 2 bad movie. And eventually I think she married Johnny Depp around 2015, which resulted in a divorce. So 1 step forward, 2 step backward. Self-explanatory, like hit or miss. So now getting close to the current cycle now. 2021. So this is the current cycle for her. The water cycle. It's actually beneficial for her. So why all these negativity for her? Because you gotta understand, the stuff we see on TV were seed that she planted back when she was under the earth like. So it's just kind of caring for her. So in a sense, it's a blessing in disguise for her. Because right now we're just marking closure for all the stuff she's done in the past, which usually happen in the first 1 to 3 years when you shift to a new cycle. So we're gonna see a lot of changes in her life, maybe privately and publicly, over the next year or so. So the changes we see might happen around 2021 to 2024. This duration where we see her adjusting to this new major cycle. And getting dropped on a movie is not the end of the world. She's gonna get picked up by other stuff in the future. It happens in Hollywood all the time. People have short memories. So to her, water stands for management. It might be that she's moving away from the spotlight and revert to like kind of business venture type of role. And she actually have a knack for that, given how bossy she is. As long as you do what she say. And this continue all the way to 2041. So that's a long way to go for her still. Who knows? Maybe Elon Musk will fund her ventures or whatever. Like anything could happen. All I know is that she's in luck for 20 years. So whatever she do in the management type of sense of business venture, she'll do good. And then what happened between age 55 to 65? That's the period where she go back to Earth. So depending on how much money she accumulate between the 35 to 55 age, she might retire by then or do other stuff. Earth is her idea. So her idea is not always perfect. She has some bad ideas too, which may explain why the hit or miss period. So you might hit another hit or miss period. So here could be hit or miss, But given how complicated her relationship is, she might have more gossip and rumor around this time. Way more, even at that age. So I'm not holding our breath that we won't see more gossip from her down the road. And then from 65 to 85, this is her metal cycle. Metal is her money, so this could be her wealth generating year in old age. I don't know, something to plan it early in life. Those are reaping reward down the road. I don't know, maybe she got into another marriage and divorced again down the road and got better settlement this time. But all I know is that this is her money generating phase, which means she's gonna make more money down the road. And then what happens at 85? Well, the end, okay? Possibly end of her life around this time. My prediction, you can check back this video at 2071, see if I'm right. Or it could happen sooner, because like when you switch between cycle, usually that could happen. So there might be a chance that her life would end at 55. Who knows? It's a probability. There's a chance, maybe in the alternate universe, that she passed away at that point, or she lived until 85, or even beyond. If she passed 85, there's a good chance she'll pass away at 91. If she survived 85, then it could go to 95. That's it. 99.9% chance that she won't live past that. And that's all I got for Miss Amber Heard. If you have more questions about her life, comment down below. I'll try to answer them in the comment section. Let me know in the comment too if you want to hear about Mr. Johnny Depp as well. Maybe I'll do another one next week, because these two take a while to do some research on. Usually, if you want to request your own personal life analysis for my services, it generally takes a week to do it. So it's not just like I can jump on camera and tell you right away what happened. I gotta do some research behind the scene to do these. So if you want to hear about Mr. Johnny Depp, maybe I'll do one next week. Comment down below and let me know if you're interested about that. And subscribe and hit the ring bell so you don't miss the next video. I'll see you next time. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I can't believe you're leaving that money on the table. Come on, hit that like button before you go today. I mean, what do you got to lose? While you're at it, might as well subscribe too. And check out these videos. Personally pick them out for you. Stay healthy. I'll see you next time.